my partner here, partner in crime, if you will, Vince DeLisio. Vince, how are you this morning, my friend?
Oh man, a glorious day. You know, James, a lot of things going on, and I actually did something this morning that I haven't done in a long time.
Oh boy, what's that?
4.2
Cue the
miles.
drum roll, Aaron.
4.2 miles. I got out there, man, and
You
it was a
did the
jog, it
virtual
was a
Pats
walk,
run.
it was a lot of walks, it was a lot of or a little bit of jogs and a lot of walks, but it felt good, and it was more than just 4.2 miles of struggling. It was in memory of a friend and someone that was near and dear to my heart for years back, and a good friend of mine and a good friend of a lot of people. Just the cause is just amazing. I mean, Pat Tillman, and you can't say enough about it. And so I got out there, I did it. I'm wearing my PT 42, my Pat Tillman Pat's Run T-shirt. I've got an old one because I haven't done it in a few years, but nonetheless, still got out there and did it.
Fantastic, Vince. I am so proud. As you're telling me such a wonderful story, I'm sitting here with a just delivered to my desk strawberry donut in my hand. And then you're telling me how you went out and ran 4.2 this morning. So I'm gonna have to do something today. But it's a shame that we're in the current situation that we are, because we were going to be live out there this morning from the Pats run.
Yeah.
And as you mentioned, celebrating a legacy of a great guy.
Yeah, and what better way to celebrate it than to get out there, do it, and to be joined by someone that's tied in real well with Pat's Run, Joe Healey. Joe Healey is, you may recognize the last name. His dad's been a sportscaster for years and years and years. He was on Channel 3 when I was a kid growing up, and has covered Sun Devil sports for many years. He's a play-by-play guy for several of the sports, football. I want to say he does baseball, basketball. Good morning, Joe. You there?
Gentlemen, how you doing?
Hey, Joe Healey. Joe is also the owner of College Bar and Grill in Tempe. Head out there, a great place.
Indeed.
We did our show out there, and we did a live stream for the HOCOM Junior College Athletic Conference, the coaches show.
We got to do
But
some more shows out there, Vince.
man, I'd love to. I keep pounding on these guys' door, but they're so busy. They don't give little people like us time of day. So anyway, but no. But Joe's a good
Well,
guy.
we've got half the bar on the show today, if you think about it, Vince.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, well, we got to abide by legally. Yeah, right now we're kind of limited in those options for sure.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
right. We are social distancing at its best.
Yeah. So Joe, 10 years you've been on the Pats Run committee. What all is involved?
Yeah, so I mean, from 2005 until through 2000, I believe 9 or 10, I participated as a runner, as a walker, did a few with my dad, and then I just got involved in some light support of the run itself for some media things, and then it's kind of one of those volunteer deals where when you do a little something, they ask you to do more, and when you keep doing more, they're going to keep asking you back every year, and for this, that's obviously a great thing. So with the exception of only one of the years, I've done basically the same thing every year, and I guide a team of volunteers, usually about 12 to 15 people, and we primarily monitor the finish line, make sure everything stays safe, make sure everything stays orderly. We answer questions. We basically help keep that chaos, that beautiful chaos of 30,000 some odd people that are in a pretty short, space, to keep that in order, keep it processing, make sure everybody has a good time.
Now, Joe, being such a diehard Sun Devil yourself, what does it mean to you to be involved with an event that's not only so popular, but it honors a guy that was so special in Sun Devil history?
It's incredible. It's really difficult to put into words, to be honest with you, because I grew up in Mesa. I've been in the area virtually my entire life, but I never met Pat. I was in like junior high, early high school when he was finishing up playing ball at ASU. But as an athlete, he was my hero because he was everybody's. He was an awesome player. And then obviously what he went on to do, with his military service and ultimate sacrifice. I mean, that just made that even greater. So for the majority of my life, he's been someone that I looked up to when with his life and with his passing. So to be able to be involved in this event that honors him, it's always been a tremendous honor, and it's been incredible to get to know the people that put it all together, because there are a lot of folks that are still on the committee, which, it's not a massive committee. So it's a pretty close-knit group. There's still a lot of folks that started the whole thing that on one day with that small group of people 15, 16 years ago decided that, hey, let's do something to honor him. So it's very inspiring to hear those stories from them, because they talk about what they knew about him and what the runs meant to them. So you just can't help but be inspired.
Now, when I was I lived in Fresno for a couple of years, and in 2004, the day that it was announced that Pat Tillman had been killed, I was in line getting tickets to the Van Halen concert out at the Fresno basketball
That's
arena,
my
and I got a
guy.
call. Yeah, exactly. And I got a call from late former head coach Bruce Snyder, who said, "Hey, this happened. We need to rally everyone together, and there's going to be a memorial service in Phoenix in the next few weeks." And I believe it was in May. And I remember as we're walking in to the stadium, a couple of guys were talking. Gray Rugemer was one, who's a former player, a couple other people, Perry Ettinger, and they talked about this run. And initially, when they pitched it, it was like a marathon. They were talking about doing a marathon every year, and I thought, my God, who's to honor Pat, but who's going to want to run? Who's going to want to do this? And sure enough, the next year, 2005, 5,000 people showed up to do it, and it's just grown ever since. And what is it, Joe, about the mystique of Pat Tillman and this sacrifice that continues to bring people together year in and year out? And like you said, almost 30,000 people now every year.
Yeah, it's rare that there's a person, that there's a figure that that you can honor, that you can look up to, that you can admire, but is also very much human. And that's something that I think people see in Pat, and rightfully so. There are just a few things in the world these days that you can really draw true inspiration from. You can really rally around. And obviously, as in the Phoenix area and Tempe specifically, even though Pat's from San Jose, Pat's our guy. He's kind of an honorary Arizona guy. So we really, take a sense of pride and ownership of being the ones to support him as best as possible. And it's an incredible day where people can, whatever's going on, and that's what I hope people are doing here today with all the chaos that's going on. Whatever's going on in life, you can kind of put it aside, and you can just, really be a part of something positive, something good. I mean, it's truly inspiring. I've used that word a few times because, in the traditional Pat's run, on the race path, there are pictures and quotes, and for my experience, to see people at the finish line who, it's the most physically, even for a lot of people, 4.2 miles may not be that challenging. There's some people that on that day, it's the absolute most grueling thing that they'll do all year. There are some that have physical limitations. There's a lady last year that was, the very final person that needed some assistance to get through the course. But, I mean, they do it, and that's the biggest thing. So it's just a huge day of motivation that a lot of people find different senses of motivation. But, when you get that many people doing it, it's a really powerful thing.
Well, Joe, I'm looking at the website right here, and I see that people can still participate, which is great. It looks like registration ends tonight at midnight, so you can still get on there today, register, take care of your run. I'm going to try to do something for this because this is just an outstanding cause.
Yeah, put the donut down.
Oh, the donut's already gone, my friend. Sorry.
Oh, okay.
That's going to be fuel for the run. Come on.
Okay, so Joe, College Bar and Grill. Do you own any articles of clothing that are red and blue?
Not necessarily. No.
Here we go.
I have like a really cool American flag polo shirt I got at Bass Pro Shop. That's about the closest thing.
Yeah.
I'm pretty patriotic guy, so that's where I kind of toe the line. I try to find stuff where, it's not going into that side of things. But really, no. I mean, I'd say the only things that I really have that are red in a sense would be anything that I've been given for free, so maybe it can be used as I don't know, a rag or something like that.
And for those of you that are not familiar with College Bar and Grill, there is a staunch disclaimer outside the establishment that says if you are going to say bear down or anything that has to do with the Wildcats, bear down, and if you're going to do any of that stuff at all.
No wonder he doesn't
just
like
go
us
ahead and
that
go
much,
back
James,
to the car, get in the car, and
harassing.
go home, right?
I have another question for you, Joe.
I appreciate the
pandemic,
fandom, though. I do.
There's a rumor going around that before this pandemic even happened, with the masks and everything, that you would still wear a mask when you drove into Tucson because you didn't want to breathe the air down there. Is that true?
Well, so I try to avoid it just in general. Just as a person, the Tucson and I, we don't get along too well. So I think it's best that we kind of go our separate ways.
Oh, that's great.
I don't spend a lot of time there, but I actually went down there yesterday because I got a buddy that's I don't know if you guys saw the pictures, but I have a good friend who's an ASU guy who just happens to live in Tucson, and he wanted to come up and join some others, and we'll do our social distance thing, but we'll do our because I haven't actually done my run or walk yet, but we're going to be doing that here a little bit later this morning, and so we had to save him. His car's in the shop, so me and a buddy went down, picked him up, but we had our ASU masks on that a friend's mom made, so yeah, we were properly protected for all purposes.
Awesome.
And you said we could
Healey.
walk. Is that correct? That's good. I got to go out and measure how long it is around the block, how many times I got to lap this thing today to get 4.2 miles in, Vince.
Yeah,
all
so
right.
I'm going to go down to my dad's. My dad and I and a couple others. We'll keep our safe distance when we're playing for the rules. But my dad's got a route around his neighborhood that he's been doing for a while, so we'll do that together. So we'll make it a special day.
Joe Healey, thanks for joining us so much here on the JV Sports Show, owner of the College Bar and Grill. We look forward to visiting with you again soon. And again, we'll have to come out there and do another show with you. So thanks so much for joining us. We appreciate it. And Vince, we got a lot more show coming up. Next, we're going to talk to Coach Mark Houston, the founder of Let It Fly Football. And he's a proud new partner of the JV Sports Show. So we're going to visit with him when we come back.
Football Drills and Skills Camp. And Joe, thanks again. Go Devils. And we'll talk soon.
All right, guys. Thank you.
All right. Come on back.
We'll be right back.
Sports Show.
Stay tuned.
Every Monday night, check out Ray Adams as he hosts the Monday Night Golf and Lifestyle Show from 6 to 7 p.m. here on KDUS AM 1060.
Hey everyone, it's Jake Plummer, former Sun Devil, Cardinal, and Denver Bronco, and you're listening to the best JV sports show out there with my buddies James and Vince. Thanks for tuning in.
The Let It Fly Football Drills and Skills Camp is intense and rigorous and designed to improve skill levels for kids ages 7 to 14. Drills target hand and eye coordination, footwork,